She and her staff are committed to a positive culture and delivering more than clients expect. Isn't that nice? She believes people must take personal responsibility in order to succeed, and that to grow into an industry or community leader, you must find what feeds your soul. That's what I have to find.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Hello. Go up on the stage. Okay, cool. Hi. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Good. Fantastic. Is it okay if I tell you a story?
Sure.
Great. So 10 years ago, I was sitting on my back porch, screened in, on a bench, very soft, rocking back and forth with tears just rolling down my face. I had two things on the table. A glass of Jack Daniels and my cell phone. And I didn't know who I could call. I couldn't call my mom. I couldn't call my friends. Definitely couldn't call my boyfriend. And there was that glass of Jack Daniels. You see, my whole life, alcohol had always gotten me through all of my troubles and all my situations. It was the answer to everything that I had. But I knew that I couldn't drink it in the condition that I was in. So, I sat there, rocking back and forth, crying. But one of those cries that doesn't take any effort, because you're truly just numb inside. Falling down my face. Asking myself, why did you do this to yourself? Why did you get into this trouble? What are you going to do to get out of it? I didn't know. At that point, I was just thinking about everything that had gone on. I was divorced. I was broke. Like, broker than broke. I had no family in the state of Florida. My boyfriend was out of the state for work. He works all the time anyway, so he wasn't very helpful. I had almost a 2-year-old, little kid, little son, Michael, running around like a crazy maniac. And those were the things that had already happened. But I had two bigger problems on my plate. One, I had bought a veterinary practice, trying to follow my dream. Against all of my family telling me I couldn't do it, I didn't know how, it wasn't going to make it, saying no the whole entire time. The other issue I had was I found out I was pregnant. Here I am, not married, unstable relationship, another kid on the way, bought a business. Did I mention I was already broke? And then I was $1 million in debt, so more broke. So I wasn't in a good position. I had a dream, of course. My dream was to have a loving, stable relationship, to be a veterinarian, to live out all of my purpose, to build and create a hospital, or to buy one, and to be able to do it myself the right way, the way it should be done, the way clients deserve, the way patients deserve. Can't speak for themselves. To build a world of greatness. But I was depressed and seriously considering drinking that drink. I knew that I was following my dream when I bought the practice. I was doing the right thing. I had my intention set on that purpose of creating a better community for people and their pets. And I knew it. I just didn't know anything about business. So I followed the dream, bought the practice, had total faith in myself, but I had no idea what I was words mean. They were asking me, do you want this payment, or do you want that payment? Do you want this balloon, or do you want that balloon? I didn't even know what a balloon was. It's like I thought that was something in the air that popped. I signed them anyway. I just picked one. I didn't know. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have anyone to help me. Then, I didn't have the money for the down payment. I asked my parents. But of course they already told me that I shouldn't be doing this, so then they thought I was crazy to even asking them. But I didn't know who else to go to. They said no, because I shouldn't be doing it, it's not gonna make it, all the things. So I asked the seller to loan me the money. Of course, he said, yeah, that's a good deal for him. Great interest rate. So he loaned me the money, signed that paperwork. I got all that done, walked in for my first day like I owned the place, because I did. I was so proud of myself. But there was no transition plan, because the seller didn't want to tell the clients he was selling. So when I walked in on my day one, every client yelled at me. And then from then on, half the clients canceled, because they didn't know me. I'm not their veterinarian. So those clients that I paid for, that I went into debt for, are leaving. At the same point in time, I bought this business that had no structure. So the employees were entitled, lazy, didn't want to do anything. Not to their fault. They had been doing the same thing, which is nothing, for years with no correction, and they were getting paid for it. So why would they change? Then, of course, you have to meet with the vendors, and then you have to sign all of their contracts. And then the bills start rolling in, payroll starts rolling in. And I just didn't see an end in sight. So when my boyfriend got home for his trip for work, I told him, listen, when we bought this practice, when I bought this practice, you told me you would help me. Now, we have three options at this point. You either help me, because I need help, and let's remember I'm growing a baby in my body, right? I have a 2-year-old, my boyfriend's not around very much, so I'm pretty much raising him by myself, and he didn't like kids to begin with, little tiny ones. Okay, he loves them now, so it's fine. So I told him we have three options. Either you help me, which I know is impossible. He was working 7 days a week on his own practice, his own business. Or we sell it, which is unbelievable I would even say that I just bought the thing, right? My dream, my passion, but I didn't know what to do. Or I find someone to help me. I believed in myself. I had the dream. I knew that I could do it. I just didn't know how to do it. So the next day, I got an email from a consulting firm, marketing to veterinarians. The subject line says, do you need more new clients? I said, yes, I do. Because all my clients hate me. I need new ones to know who I am, to know my passion, my goals. So, signed up with them. It was a new client webinar, took that. It went fantastically, started implementing what they showed me, and then poof, just like that. I had less clients yelling at me because they were new, which is awesome. And then the employees all started quitting. Why? Oh, because I actually have a policy that I have made, and I put it into place. And then they had to exchange actual work for a paycheck, right? So it was going splendidly. So I called them up. I said, I am happy. I'm not crying every day. I'm not shopping every day. Because before I couldn't even confront the building. I couldn't confront the staff. I couldn't confront the clients. I couldn't confront the building. So I just said, oh, you know what? This place really needs to be decorated. It needs an upgrade. So let me just go to Target and buy some things while all of this is going on, right? It's ridiculous. But that's what I did because I didn't know what else to do. And I wasn't willing to confront. So I called them up. I said, listen, this is going well. I have new clients. I'm like seeing that there's this teeny little bit of light over here. What else do you have? And they said, well, of course we have X, Y, and Z. I bought their largest program. Already in debt. I didn't bat an eye. 100 grand, pop. I didn't have 100 grand. They were like, okay, we'll do tiny payments in the beginning, and then they'll get larger and larger and larger over time. I was like, oh, okay, great, that sounds good. Best decision I ever made. Because here I am standing here, 10 years later, we just had our 10-year anniversary. And the Americamp Animal Hospital that I have now is nothing like the one that existed when I bought it. It is mine, with my vision, my goals, with my staff that are behind me, in alignment with my goals, in alignment with my vision, and our only purpose is to help people to help their pets. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through 3 things that will help you guys in your own life for whatever purpose you serve. Okay? So that way you can put those into your life and you can implement those, and then you can get to your goals way faster than I got to mine. So it shouldn't take you 10 years to do what I did. Okay? But everybody is different. Your purposes are different. Each and every single one of you. And you deserve to serve that. Whatever it is for you. So the 3 things, what we have, like 15 minutes? The 3 things for the next 15 minutes will be visualization, setting goals, targets, using statistics to do that, and then loving the one you're with, or being in present time. Okay? A couple of mentors there, John Maxwell, Brandon Dawson, Grant Cardone, Veterinary Practice Solutions. So we're going to start with visualization, which is probably my favorite because it's the most fun. For this one, you're going to think of your purpose. The reason you wake up in the morning. Everybody has a purpose. Okay? Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? Why do you put your attention on things you put your attention on? Why did you come to this conference? All of those questions. Everyone needs to fulfill that purpose in their life so we can all spread greatness in the community. We can all spread greatness and positivity out into the world. Okay? And then by all of us doing that, hopefully we'll make the planet a little bit more sane. Okay? Everyone can agree there's a little bit of chaos going on in the world today? Good. Good. So that might be different for different people. You might say, I know exactly what my purpose is. I want to impact 10,000 lives by making them financially free. Or I want to, I have a goal of having a clothing line that's going to be from all natural products, that's going to help with the water supply in a third world country. Like whatever that purpose is. Or it could just be something very simple, but still has a great effect in leading you to other purposes. Okay? So, and no one can tell you what that purpose is for you. Like not your teachers, not your parents, not your children, not your friends, no one. It is for you what it is for you. Okay? So, we're going to do it. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. You're at the top of your game. You're serving that purpose. You're the happiest you've ever been in your entire life. What are you doing? Where are you going? It needs to be clear. Who are you taking with you? Who are you not taking with you? So you could be a super fit, sophisticated boss babe with like the heels, with the red underneath, traveling the world, at speaking events. You have 8 kids, 2 dogs, 1 horse, 5 houses. Who knows? Like, it could be all of that. Or it could just be that your journey is that you want to see the rest of the world. So you're going to go travel and go see the world. You're going to put your journey on TikTok or whatever the latest social media is. And then people are going to pay you to do reviews of things that you experience. Because that's a real thing. So you can travel the world and get paid to do it. How awesome is that? Just depends on what your purpose is. What do you want to fulfill? And then how will you be giving back to the community when you do those things? All right, so we're going to do it. So everybody close your eyes. Because this is visualization. We have to actually visualize where you are. You're 5 years from now. Who are you with? Where are you? What are you wearing? What color are your shoes? What are you drinking? It has to be so crystal clear that you're there. Good, thank you. Did everybody picture a place and a person? Good, thank you. Good, so you've completed that part. You'll continue to do this every single day. Every day, whenever you have time, not while you're driving, of course. Close your eyes and visualize what that is. Every single day, it will get clearer as to what you are and what you're seeing, what you're visualizing. And the more clear it becomes, you want to keep doing it every day until you're literally in it. You feel like you're living it. Because if you're living it, it's gonna come true. Right? So that's why I was saying, like, the color of your clothes, the color of your shoes. Are you in grass? Are you in snow? Where are you? Who's with you? Good. So that's step number 1. So step number 2 would be, okay, great. So now I'm here. Literally in this room. You're right here. But I want to be over here with my visualization that I just set when I close my eyes. How do I get there from there to here? Well, you can't just say, like, oh yes, today I'm making $50,000 and in 5 years I want to be making $10 million. You can say that. That's an amazing, huge goal. But there's not going to be one step that takes you from here to there. So you have to break it up into smaller steps. So the second part is goals and statistics. So what you would do is you would just start smaller. So you would say, okay, great. So I'm going to make a year 1 goal. What is the year 1 goal? And then you would take that, and you would create mini targets, mini and mini, both of those, targets to get to the year 1 goal. But they have to be measurable. So what do I mean by that? You actually have to be able to keep the information on them. Okay? So let's say your end goal is to have 3 kids, they're all homeschooled, you're doing in your spare time, you're creating a course of how to parent through positivity. You're going to sell that online, and that's going to help you with the financial part of your goal, right? Passive income. That's your 5-year goal. So what would your 1-year goal be? Maybe have a kid, because I have no kids, but I want 3. So that might take a while, right? But if your goal, if you have no kids and you want a child, you have to then ask yourself, okay, great, what are the aspects that are going to get me there? And those could be your targets. But some things you have to think about. Do you want to have a child with a partner or without a partner? If you want one with a partner, is it the partner you have or a different partner? Because that's different, right? Because you have to be in alignment with the person you're with for the goals that you have. So if their goal is not to have kids, you're not in alignment. direction that you want to go. So if you don't have a partner, probably in 1 year, you might not be able to find a partner and have a child, because that kind of like takes, like 9 months. But maybe you could be pregnant, so then you would alter that goal to something that's realistic. Because if you're setting goals that are not realistic, you'll never achieve them. Good, and then other aspects, like how much money would you need to save to have a child? Are you in a career path that allows you that is in alignment with having children? Not all career paths are in alignment with that. So would you need to then change your career? Or if your career is in alignment with having children, do you need to talk with your boss now? Because it needs to be the plan. Good. So, everybody close their eyes. Everybody saw something. Make one small goal from what you saw. That was a 5-year goal. Now you need to make a 1-year goal. And then you start to make the mini targets to reach the 1-year goal. Okay? You would keep those, so when we talk about statistics, you would keep those targets every single day. And then you would evaluate. So I can use myself. I'm always on like a weight loss plan, right? So when I did recently myself and all my staff did their personal, professional, and financial goals for the next couple of years, okay? My year 1 personal goal is to lose 20 pounds. So where did I start? What weight am I at? What weight do I want to be in a year? And how am I actually going to get there? So my goals and my path are on my dresser. Like literally, I wrote them out, I put them on top of my dresser, I taped it down so I don't accidentally, on purpose, take it off the dresser, right? Because I don't want to confront it. And then I look at it. I look at it in the morning. It's right where I get my socks and my underwear, which I have to put on every day. So I read it every single morning and I say, okay, great. I have to be intentional with my actions. What am I going to do today to help me reach that goal that I can then mark on my stat chart? And then at night, I read it and I say, great, did I do the thing I said I was going to do? And if I did not, do I still have time to do it? Because we all know life gets crazy. Life gets in the way. We have so many things that we want to do. But did you do the thing that you intended that morning to do? And if you didn't, and you don't have time to do it before you go to sleep, then you'd have to ask yourself the next question. What can I do tomorrow? What do I need to change, or what do I need to do tomorrow to ensure I don't end up like today? I didn't do it. I don't want to do that again. I set that goal. That goal leads me to a purpose and a greatness of myself. So that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to play that game every single day. Day after day, week after week, you would take those stats and then you would just see, this week, did I do better than last week? And if you did, great. What actions attributed? And you do the same things. If you didn't, cool. You don't beat yourself up. There's no negative self-talk. There's no, oh, I can't do it. There's no barriers. There's no stops. You just say, okay, you just be honest with yourself. You take the responsibility. You say, okay, fine. I didn't make the mark. What am I going to do or change the next week or the next day to make my mark? You just keep playing that game. Successful people play games. Games is a very high character quality of people. So you want to make sure you're having fun doing it. Because let me tell you, if you set a goal or a purpose and you're having trouble reaching it, it's probably not your goal or your purpose. Because you would put the intention of doing it. Good. So I told you I have them taped. Perfect. So now you have the 5-year goal, you have the visualization, you can close your goal. You have your mini steps to get there. You're gonna start tracking it. It's very easy, it's not complicated. Don't make anything complicated or else you won't do it. You're walking the path to reaching your goals. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was just being in present time. That's number 3. Because you need people to bring you where you need to go, wherever that is for you. And you can't have relationships with people if you yourself are not here, in the moment, in the now. So you can't be thinking about what's for dinner. You can't be thinking about the fight with your mom that you had 2 years ago, or the fight with your dad you had 7 years ago, or 30 years ago. You can't be thinking about all that stuff. Because when you're one-on-one with someone, she needs to know that I respect her. She needs to know that I am here to hear her or him. And without being here in the present, you won't be able to do that, and you won't create relationships that you need in order to bring you to where you want to go. We have to deal with people all the time. My dad used to tell me all the time, oh, I really should have been a veterinarian because you just play with animals all day and you don't have to deal with all the people and all the bullshit, right? I was like, Dad, do you know what I do? I literally have to go through people to help their pet. So I'm not even just trying to help the individual, which you guys would understand because it's you and your needs and what you want, and I can service you, deliver that product to you, and you would be like, yeah, let's do it, let's go, because it serves your purpose. But I have to go through you to help your animal who can't speak for themselves. So I have a harder job than anyone else in the whole entire world. And they literally can't speak. So I'm talking for them, right? I'm advocating for them at all times. That's why one of our mottos at work is we never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Because we have to speak for the animals. It is our mission to impact the families that we serve in order to have their pets live longer, happier, healthier lives. Okay? Good, so being in present time. So one of my favorite drills, we do this at work sometimes, is because you need to know what that feels like to be in present time, but not to be in present time. So the way you can make yourself more in present time is you can like touch things, right? I can actually touch this. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, it's kind of cold. I didn't know that. I thought it wouldn't be cold, but it is. Okay, cool. So I just had a realization. I just touched one thing in this room and had a realization of what it is. It's hard and it's cold. You guys didn't know, but now I know. I'm like more here. You need to look at people, look at their expressions, look at their clothing. What does their body language say? You can tell a lot about a person by looking at them. But if you're not evaluating your surroundings, you're not really here. So the drill that we do is we'll have where like someone's talking to me and I'm not really paying attention, right? We've all encountered those conversations. So let's say you're talking to me and I'm like, well, my body's kind of like sideways and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, hey, to you over there, hey, oh yeah, I'm listening to you. Sure, I'm listening to you. And then I'm like, oh, I just got a notification on my wrist, okay. Oh yeah, what'd you say? Okay, cool. Oh shoot, I have an itch. Something's going on with my hair. How's my hair look? Good? Okay, good. I'm sorry, what were you saying? So like that's something that you can drill with other people, and then you would ask the person, when you're done that drill, how did you feel when you were talking to me? What do you think she would say? She's gonna say, oh, well, you weren't really paying attention to me. You weren't very attentive. I don't feel like you were listening to me because I wasn't. I can't repeat back what she just told me. in full with real, true understanding of what she wanted me to hear. So then you do the same drill. You actually pay attention to the person. You put your phone away. You don't have to take your watch off, but don't look at your watch. Like, don't allow the distractions to distract you. Look her in her eyes. Look him in his eyes. Read their body language. If you're not understanding, stop the conversation. If they're not paying attention, don't talk back to them. It's very difficult, and I know it will be for a lot of people, but if someone's already on their phone, don't talk to them. Which is like everyone all the time. You stand patiently, presently, in this moment, and you wait for them. You command their attention. And then you intentionally get a message to them. If you're having a real honest conversation with someone, I should be able to ask you, what did I say? You should be able to repeat that back to me in your own words, of course, not like verbatim. But you should be able to repeat that back to me. Because if you're truly listening, you would have heard me. And people want to be heard. I don't think any one of you would want to enter a conversation and then leave it feeling like the person wasn't listening. It's terrible. So that's being in the moment, in present time, having respect for the individual that you're talking to, because individuals and people of this world are going to help you reach the goals that you want to reach. Whether you're buying from them, or you're servicing them, or you just need them as a partner, or you can get money from them, like whatever it is that you need. But you need them. Because in order for you to serve your own purpose of helping people, you need people around you to do that. Okay? Good. One second. Okay, good. That's on the pages. All right, so that was the 3 things. So visualization. So you close your eyes, you visualize it, you get it, you do it every day. Then you go into goals, statistics, keep your stats, make sure that you're actually going somewhere in life. Too many times I've heard, oh my God, this year just flew by and I'm not any different, and I'm not anywhere different, right? Like we only live once. Well, some people think not, but it's fine, whatever you believe. But on this earth, in this lifetime, in this body, you're only going to be here for a certain period of time, okay? So you want to make sure that you make it the best time. Because when you reach your goals, others will also reach their goals, and you will impact and you will help people, and you won't even know the amount of generosity and positivity that you have created in this world. So, my name is Dr. Catherine O'Brien. I am the owner of Camp Animal Hospital. You can reach me on my personal Facebook if you would like. It's Katie O'Brien Rulon. So Rulon's from the boyfriend from the beginning. He is now my husband. It did work out. Yay. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a great day. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I really like your personality, and I'd like to know, are you the only practicing veterinarian at your practice that you own?
So-
would we see you if we brought our cat, a particular cat to you?
Yeah, so I don't work all the time. I'm full-time right now, but sometimes I'm part-time, so it kind of just hit or miss. If I'm not at work, I'm literally doing something else to expand my own knowledge, my own personal, inspiration and all that kind of stuff, and my family's all on board with that. So we're usually, if I'm not working, I'm usually at a conference of some sort, or doing some sort of speaking event or something like that. So there are, at this point, there's 2 other veterinarians. Obviously my ideal scene is 6 veterinarians, because I can only hold so many in the building. But we have such a great purpose, and we are the only ones that do it the way that we do it. And we are always going to make sure that we get you guys the results above and beyond what you expect for those results for your own animal. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I have a tough question.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not for you. all the loans you had to get, and
Yes.
you were in debt, and, about $1 million or more
Yes, ma'am.
dollars. So, how in the world did you get loans like that when you had nothing?
I'm not really sure. So there was a program, Bank of America back in the day had a program, a veterinary specific program
Oh, wow.
to help new veterinarians that have never owned a veterinary practice, to help them along that journey. So they had like their own consulting too for the first year or so. It was terrible, but
Well,
but they allowed me the opportunity to attain that loan when I didn't have anything to back it up.
And one more follow-up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you know Guy Ross. He's
Sounds familiar.
He's on NPR.
Okay.
And he talks a lot entrepreneurs. And one of the things he always asks is, how much do you attribute your success to luck and hard work versus hard work?
Oh, what 100% hard work. Literally 100%.
You don't think you're lucky at all? Anyway?
Maybe in that loan.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
saying.
in that loan. Okay. So maybe in that loan. But everything else, like it's hard work and determination. And it's interesting because people will ask me, they're like, why do you work so much? Why do you do all the things that you do, right? But for me, it's not really work. Like I'm fulfilling a bigger purpose and trying to reach those goals that, I have kids too, so I want to make sure that my kids are living in a world that's a better world. And then also I want to make sure that they understand that they can have financial freedom, and then they can serve their purpose and their goals, and they can do all the things. So like literally they're on all of our conference calls, and they go to work with us and all the webinars, and I didn't know any of those financial terms. I know them now. So I don't want my kids to have the same errors, right? And then so just keep going.
Good.
Great question, thank you.